could do that at least half mark or 1 mark we can increase. But it is MCQ and it is um, like controlled by the team itself. It is not teacher centric. So like 8 marks most of the students are secure. It's okay. Let's try to do well in the end semester. Okay. Because what is gone that we cannot recall now. Okay. So now let us discuss spectroscopy. Last class we have already started. Oh. Spectroscopy, SC. Okay, so we have discussed UV visible spectroscopy. Spectroscopy. In UV visible spectroscopy, we have also discussed vacuum UV. So vacuum UV region, you know, below 200 nanometer, the region, it contains predominantly nitrogen and oxygen, which absorb in the UV region, and it will interfere with the test. So that's why before using the like window below 200 nanometer, we have to evacuate the region. That's why it is called the vacuum UV region. You may get a certain question based on it. So now I'll discuss the absorption laws, that is Beer-Lambert's law. Beer-Lambert law or Beer-Lambert's law. Okay, Beer and Lambert, both these are two scientists. They have developed this law. According to this, A is equal to epsilon Cl. A is the observance. What do you mean by observance? When a light is passed through when a monochromatic light passes through a solution which can observe, means like which is a colored solution or which is having some observing material, that that material will observe in the like particular light region. So that is called observance. Epsilon is the proportionality constant. It is called molar extinction coefficient. Molar extinction coefficient. All the materials are already given to you. C is the concentration of the solution. So don't worry, just try to understand. L is the path length, or path length, you can say you're the sample holder, that is your cuvette. Okay. So when a monochromatic, do you understand what is monochromatic light? Light with single wavelength. Okay. When a monochromatic light, I'm not good at drawing, still I'm trying to draw the cuvette. Okay, so if a monochromatic light pass through it, it is I0, the intensity of incident light, and the I is the intensity of the transmitted light, or after passing through the solution. Here it is the light absorbing material is present inside the cuvette, and here it is the path length. So let see students, it should be this much only. This much is X or L. Or here it is taken as X according to your book. Like I'm referring a book, so you can write X here. Okay, so di by dx, according to this law, when the statement is like this: when a beam of monochromatic light is passed through a pure homogeneous solution. What do you mean by homogeneous? Means like the sample is properly dissolved in the solution. Okay, that is called homogeneous solution of a light absorbing material. the decrease in the intensity of the light with the thickness of the solution, that is minus di by dx, is directly proportional to the intensity of the light and the concentration of the solution. Okay. So di by dx so here epsilon dash is the proportionality constant, which is also known as molar absorption coefficient. Okay. So di by I0, the lower limit, I is the upper limit, is equal to epsilon c dx 0 to x, implies that ln I by I0 is equal to minus epsilon cx, implies that I by I0 e to the power minus cx, I is equal to I0 into e minus epsilon cx. Again, log I by I0 to minus epsilon dash 2.303 cx. So log I by I0 is equal to epsilon cx minus. So here E dash by 2.303 is equal to epsilon. Place that log I0 by I is equal to epsilon cx.
Ma'am, screen share has been stopped.
Now or from the beginning?
Now.
Okay. Is it okay? Okay. So here epsilon is the molar extension coefficient. So you should also remember A is equal to epsilon cx. Okay, that is log I0 by I. So that is log I0 by I. And you know that I by I0 is equal to transmittance. You may get short type question based on it. That is equal to T. So A is equal to minus log T. That is equal to minus log log I by I0. Okay. So if you plot the graph between percentage of transmittance versus concentration, then you will get a graph like this, get a plot like this. And if you plot observance versus concentration, that already you know. And if you get plot observance versus wavelength, then you will get a plot like this. Okay, if any doubt, please let me know. Otherwise, we'll just discuss mathematical question, like some numerical question, then limitation.
एक्सक्यूज मी मैम
Yes.
मैम थर्ड वाला ग्राफ में ए वर्सेस क्या है?
Wavelength. That
Okay.
in your practical you have put at 525, something like that, no? That one. So if you know the wavelength, it's okay. If you do not know, then directly you will take from 200 to 500 like that, no?
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, what have you written after molar tension?
Where? Molar extension coefficient.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Is it okay now? Shall we move forward? Okay, so just I'll give two questions. One now I'll solve. We'll solve in the class, and another one you will solve yourself. So the molar objectivity of a substance is 2 into. All of you have given the completed the assignment.
वो 6 क्वेश्चन था वो
हाँ
किसमें
कर लिया ना अभी आफ्टर मतलब ये जो 3 चैप्टर है इसके बाद वे दे दूंगी उसको भी कर लेना बस हो गया थ्रू आप लोग एग्जाम में अच्छा नहीं किए हो मुझे समझ में नहीं आ मतलब प्रॉब्लम कहाँ पे है मेरे पास है या आप लोग के पास क्यों आप लोग अच्छा नहीं किया प्रॉब्लम कहाँ है एग्जाम के टाइम में ज्यादा टेंस हो गया
मैम 2 क्वेश्चन का तो आंसर गलत क्लिक करके नेक्स्ट करने के बाद रियलाइज हुआ कि गलत हो गया है
हाँ 2 मतलब मैंने देखा कुछ स्टूडेंट तो ठीक है कुछ स्टूडेंट बहुत खराब किया है 2 मार्क्स भी उनको मिला नहीं मतलब एटलीस्ट मे बी सबसे लोएस्ट है सेक्शन ए में 2 क्योंकि सेक्शन ए में ऐसा है कि आपको 2 मिलेगा या नहीं तो 0 मिलेगा अच्छा आई एम नॉट हैप्पी एक्चुअली फ्यू स्टूडेंट्स हैव डन वेल लेकिन सेक्शन में सबका अच्छा ठीक है कैसे मुझे वही नहीं समझ में आ रहा है सबने पूरा छापा मारा क्या जो क्लास में पढ़ाए थे डायरेक्ट क्वेश्चन था ना सो ओके सो यू जस्ट
Ma'am,
सॉल्व दिस वन हाँ
मैम सेक्शन बी में तो आप स्टेप मार्किंग दे सकते
हाँ स्टेप सेक्शन बी में किसी का प्रॉब्लम नहीं है सबका 9 8.5 10 9.5 ऐसा ही है
इसीलिए सेक्शन ए में तो डायरेक्ट लाइक इट्स प्लस
इसीलिए तो क्योंकि टीचर सेंट्रिक नहीं किया ना वो सेंट्रल है वो सबके सारे पूरा यूनिवर्सिटी
मैम
का
आप जो कोचिंग दिए थे वो डायरेक्ट होने से नहीं मिलेगा
नहीं मिला था जो क्लैपियन क्लॉसियस इक्वेशन कंसेक्यूटिव रिएक्शन और डायरेक्ट क्वेश्चन
नहीं मैम आप स्पेसिफाइड कुछ वो दे दिए थे तो नहीं मिल रहा था
नहीं था कंसेक्यूटिव रिएक्शन तो था x to y y to z आशुतोष राउत, आपको मिला था वो क्वेश्चन, फिर भी आपने सही से नहीं किया, है ना आशुतोष?
मैम वो क्या लिखिए, थ्रू अ डैश ऑफ पाथ लेंथ।
थ्रू ए क्यूवेट ऑफ पाथ लेंथ 5 सेंटीमीटर। ठीक है, चलो पहली बार मैंने कुछ बोला नहीं, लेकिन एंसर में अच्छा करना।
मैम आप दिखा सकते हैं कहाँ पर गलती हुआ है सेक्शन ए में?
हाँ दिखा सकती हूँ, लेकिन अभी क्या है ना, मतलब मैं पहले कॉपी चेक करने के बाद आपको कंट्रोलर ऑफ एग्जामिनेशन का ऑफिस से एक मेल जाएगा, उसी में आप अपना देख सकोगे। मतलब 24 आवर्स आई थिंक ओपन रहेगा, आप लोग देख सकोगे, लेकिन पर्सनली मैं भी दिखा दूंगी।
मैम एक क्वेश्चन आया था सेक्शन ए में, मिक्सिंग ऑफ 3 आइडियल गैस, उसमें कुछ ऑप्शन 3 2 0 नन ऑफ दिस था। मैम वो 0 होगा ना? मिक्सिंग ऑफ 3 आइडियल।
मेरे को देखना पड़ेगा एक्चुअली, कौन सा वाला बोल रहे हो, सेक्शन ए में?
यस मैम, सेक्शन ए।
जस्ट ए मिनट, ये क्वेश्चन आप सॉल्व करते रहो तब तक है।
यस
क्या क्वेश्चन था?
मैम मिक्सिंग ऑफ 3 आइडियल गैस।
क्योंकि बहुत सारे क्वेश्चन अलग अलग है ना स्टूडेंट्स। ओहो, मैं देख के बताऊंगी, फिर देख सकते हो, एक मिनट, और किसी का भी होने से। ये आपका 22 को हुआ था ना को एग्जाम?
यस मैम, यस मैम।
मिक्सिंग ऑफ 2 आइडियल गैसेस।
मैम 3 आइडियल गैसेस, एंट्रोपी चेंज उसमें क्या होता है? पॉजिटिव, नेगेटिव, 0, नन ऑफ द अबव।
एक तो था एंट्रोपी चेंज इन द फॉलोइंग कन्वर्शन, नॉर्मल एग टू बॉइल्ड एग।
नो मैम वो नहीं था, मेरा आया था फॉर द फॉलोइंग प्रोसेस एंट्रोपी चेंजेस मिक्सिंग ऑफ 3 आइडियल गैसेस, पॉजिटिव, नेगेटिव, 0, नन ऑफ द अबव।
ये तो 0 होगा।
0 होगा ना?
हम्म
मेरा इतना कम कैसे आया, मैं समझ नहीं पा रहा हूँ।
दिखा दूंगी।
यस मैम,
यस मैम 0
हैं?
यस मैम 0 ही होगा, वो क्या आता है?
हाँ 0 तो होगा, लेकिन उसका काम क्यों है मुझे नहीं पता। अच्छा,
मैम वो आइडियल गैसेस है ना, तो फिर
नहीं, ये पॉजिटिव होगा।
मैम कैसे मैम? आइडियल गैस है ना, आइडियल गैस में तो 0 होता है मिक्सिंग होने से।
रुको एक मिनट, ये होने से आपको ये अच्छा, ये लोग दिए है करेक्ट आंसर इज पॉजिटिव। एक मिनट,
मैम मैंने भी 0 किया था।
आइडियल गैस में तो 0 होगा।
यस मैम, वही तो आइडियल गैस में 0 ही होता है।
1 हो 2 हो जितना भी गैसेस हो, लेकिन 0 तो होना चाहिए। एक मिनट, ये लोग पॉजिटिव क्यों दिया है? क्वेश्चन किसमें होता है? एंट्रोपी चेंज, फिर इसको मार्के से मैं दूं।
मैम जैसे मैम गैसेस को अगर हम मिक्स कर रहे हैं तो रैंडमनेस तो इंक्रीज ही हो रही है ना, तो मैम एंट्रोपी तो फिर पॉजिटिव ही होगा।
हाँ भाई नमस्कार, गोटे क्वेश्चन खाली उत्तर कहले जो एंट्रोपी जेतेबेले चेंज पॉजिटिव ही होगा, पॉजिटिव।
हम कैसे?
हाँ, कैसे होगा बोले हूँ। हम लोग का जो मिक्सिंग ऑफ आइडियल गैस का जो फॉर्मूला बोलो कितना है आपका? मिक्सिंग ऑफ आइडियल गैस का फॉर्मूला क्या है?
मैम माइनस ऑफ 2.3
माइनस ऑफ समथिंग ना?
यस मैम।
हाँ, तो माइनस ऑफ समथिंग, देन फिर माइनस ऑफ लॉन, सॉरी लॉन फ्रैक्शन का लॉन होगा ना, लॉग ऑफ फ्रैक्शन जो होगा वो भी नेगेटिव आएगा।
टोटल तो फिर पॉजिटिव आ रहा है।
हाँ, तो फिर पॉजिटिव हुआ ना। आपका जो है डेल्टा एस मिक्सिंग माइनस समेशन ऑफ NiR ln xi है कि नहीं?
यस मैम।
तो xi जो है मोल फ्रैक्शन है, xi आपका जो मोल फ्रैक्शन का जो लॉन लेना है या लॉगरिथम लेना है वो नेगेटिव आएगा, बाहर में नेगेटिव, फिर और एक नेगेटिव है तो पॉजिटिव ही होगा ना। और अगर आप इसे जस्ट नॉर्मल वे में देखोगे, जितना गैस में, एक कोई स्टूडेंट बोल भी रहा था कि जितना गैस तुम मिलाओगे उतना ही डिजॉर्डरनेस बढ़ते जाएगा ना।
यस मैम।
और भी बहुत सारे क्वेश्चन को मुझे लग रहा है कि, हाँ बोलो। तो सर आपका तो सबसे मतलब अच्छा नहीं हुआ है सेक्शन है।
यस मैम। हाँ यही मैम।
सबसे कम मार्क किसको मिला? एक स्टूडेंट ने, ये क्या आर्यन मैत्रा? आर्यन, आर यू प्रेजेंट?
यस मैम, यस मैम, आई एम सीइंग दैट।
क्यों बेटा, आपका क्यों इतना कम मार्क्स
नहीं
मिला?
मालूम आ रहा मैम, मैंने भी क्या किया कुछ समझ नहीं आ रहा है वहां पे। दिया तो
अपना
मैंने
ज्यादा टेंस हो गया। हर्ष कौन है? हर्ष दे, आपका भी कम है।
मैम फिर से मार्क्स दिखाइए।
ब्लैक स्क्रीन दिख रहा है मैम।
नहीं दिखा नहीं रही हूँ, क्योंकि किसी का मार्क किसी को पता नहीं चलना चाहिए, है कि नहीं?
मैम जो एंथैल्पी के ऊपर बार होता है वो क्या एक्सटेंसिव प्रॉपर्टी में जाता है? एंथैल्पी एच के
नहीं,
ऊपर
एंट्रोपी इसमें होगा आंसर। वो इसमें अनुष्का ने भी किया है, वो गलत किया है।
वो तो बहुत दफा होना चाहिए ना, क्यों ना एंथैल्पी है, वो एंथैल्पी एंट्रोपी दोनों जाते हैं
एक्सटेंसिव इंटेंसिव प्रॉपर्टी में आप ऐसे, मतलब आपको कंफ्यूजन क्यों हुआ?
मैम नहीं मैम, एंट्रोपी तो जाता है मतलब एक्सटेंसिव में, लेकिन एंथैल्पी भी जाता है ना, तो एच बार वैसे क्या?
आपका एक्सटेंसिव प्रॉपर्टी का डेफिनेशन क्या है? जिसका साइज के ऊपर डिपेंड करता है वो एक्सटेंसिव है कि नहीं?
यस मैम, डिपेंडेंट जो होता है।
हाँ, तो जिसका नहीं होता वो इंटेंसिव।
लेकिन एंथैल्पी तो साइज और मास के ऊपर डिपेंड करता है ना।
कैसे? मुझे नहीं पता आपका क्वेश्चन में क्या क्या था।
व्हाट?
एंथैल्पी एक्सटेंसिव प्रॉपर्टी, लेकिन मतलब एंथैल्पी का क्वेश्चन में क्या था एग्जैक्टली, आपको क्या मिला था मुझे नहीं पता।
मैम वो एच के ऊपर एक बार था।
एच के ऊपर एक मोलर से क्या बोलते हैं उसको? एच के ऊपर बार मतलब वो है जो आपका जैसे केमिकल पोटेंशियल नहीं होता है,
उसका मतलब मीनिंग नहीं पता था एच का ऊपर बार।
आपका एच का ऊपर बार मतलब जो हमने क्या गिब्स दुहेम इक्वेशन आपको नहीं पढ़ा है? एच के ऊपर बार मतलब एंथैल्पी पर मोल, मतलब जहां पे हम लोग मोल को भी कंसीडर करते हैं। समझ में?
यस मैम, वही थोड़ा कंफ्यूजन हो गया, वही दो क्वेश्चन में, वो मिक्सिंग वाला में और इसमें।
मोलर एंथैल्पी लेकिन आपका एक्सटेंसिव प्रॉपर्टी नहीं है, वो इंटेंसिव प्रॉपर्टी है।
मोलर तो इंटेंसिव है, लेकिन इसमें मेरे को पता नहीं था मतलब।
हाँ, तो जिसके ऊपर बार है वो मोलर है, पर मोल। आपको पता है ना, केमिकल पोटेंशियल हमने जो पढ़ाया था, जी बार मतलब फ्री एनर्जी पर मोल। मतलब एंथैल्पी आपका एक्सटेंसिव है लेकिन मोलर एंथैल्पी इंटेंसिव है। मैं भी ठीक है। है, ये कुछ ज्यादा सोचने का भी नहीं है, जो हुआ है उसको तो नहीं, मतलब हम लोग कुछ नहीं कर सकते, क्या नहीं होगा वो देखेंगे। ठीक है, इसका सॉल्यूशन मिला आपको? द मोलर ऑब्जेक्टिविटी आपका दिया है, इप्सिलॉन दिया है आपका, और इसके बाद आपको टी निकालना है।
मैम इज इट 1.047?
नो, ये है 0.63। See, A is equal to epsilon C x. So the molar objectivity of a substance is to something. A is given. What is epsilon here? Epsilon is equal to 2 into 10 to the power 4. Then x is equal to 5 centimeter. C is equal to 2 into 10 to the power minus 6. Okay. So A is equal to 2 into 10 to the power 4 into 5 into 2 into 10 to the power minus 6. So that is equal to 0.2. Again, log 1 by T is equal to 0.2. So T is equal to how much? You can find it out. Okay? Or any doubt?
0.63.
Yes, 0.63. So that should be the answer. So next question you will solve. Later on I'll give the question. And then we'll discuss limitation of Beer-Lambert's law. Already I have discussed in your practical class. It is only applicable in the case of dilute solution, and it is only applicable in the case of monochromatic light, not in the case of polychromatic light. And when solute solvent is forming some complexes at that time also, it is not applicable. Okay, so this is all about your Beer-Lambert's law. What is Beer-Lambert's law? Its derivation, its limitation, you have to remember. And one question we have solved. Later on I'll give another one question as your assignment. So now I'm not discussing that. So a short type question you may get, why you are getting broadband in UV spectroscopy and not getting like sharp bands. So do you understand what is broad and what is sharp bands? So this is broadband, but in case of IR you will get like these type of bands. So these are sharp line, you can say sharp lines or spectra. So this is broad. So why you are getting broad spectrum? So the answer is that an electronic level transition. Okay, so because in UV we are discussing about the electronic transition. Okay, you are discussing about the electronic transition. So let it be E1, or it is the ground state, and this is your excited state. So this is E1 and this is E2, and each U1 is again consist of vibrational bands, and then all the vibrational bands again consist of rotational bands. Okay. So just you remember that all the electronic bands are consist of vibrational bands, and all the vibrational bands again consist of rotational bands. So an electronic level transition is usually accompanied by a simultaneous change between the more numerous vibrational level, and further the vibrational levels are associated with the rotational or electronic states, which are rather more rotational levels. Okay, so when an electronic transition occurs, it consists of large electronic component, smaller vibrational component, and even smaller rotational component. That's why this is a broad spectrum you are getting. So the answer is that the electronic transition, in the electronic transition, the electronic transition accompanied with simultaneous vibrational and rotational transitions. Hence, in UV spectroscopy, we get a broad spectrum instead of line spectrum. Do you understand this line, students? Do you understand the spectrum, the statement? The electronic transition accompanied with simultaneous vibrational and rotational transitions. Hence, in UV spectroscopy, we get a broad spectrum instead of line spectrum. Okay? So that's why we are not getting a sharp line. We are getting broad lines. Because of these transitions are occurring inside the electronic transition. Is it okay? Or like you have any doubt? So next we'll discuss different electronic transitions. Different electronic transitions. So what are the different electronic transitions? So when a photon is absorbed by a molecule, an electron gains the energy of the photon and is promoted to the higher energy level or higher energy molecular orbital. So the molecular orbital in the molecules are of three types, that is sigma, pi, and n. So you know this is bonding, this is pi bonding, this is non-bonding. Okay, so sigma star is your anti-bonding, and this is pi anti-bonding, and like n is your non-bonding. So when transitions occur, you know, when a photon of energy is accepted or absorbed by the molecule, there is electronic transition occurs. So the outermost electron will jump to the excited state or the molecular orbital. It may be sigma, it may be pi, it may be sigma star or pi star. So the electronic transitions we can draw here like this. So this is sigma orbital, and this is pi, and this is for the non-bonding electrons, and pi star and sigma star. Okay, so based on the energy of the source of light, the transition occurs like this, sigma to sigma star. So the energy range is sigma to sigma star. It is important, you may get in your examination, 180 nanometer. So then pi to pi star. So pi to pi star. So this is 180 to 200 nanometer. Okay, then n to sigma star. So when the source of light is less than 185 nanometer, then n to pi star. N to pi star. So the energy is okay, you know. So the transition, how they occur. Just for example, your molecule is cycloalkane. So which type of transition you will expect? Your molecule is cycloalkane and the energy range means it is less than 180 nanometer. Means if it is UV only, it is 200 to 400 nanometer range. So this is the UV region. So in this region, if you are putting your material inside the UV visible spectroscopy, which type of transition you will expect if your molecule is cycloalkane? Students, which type of transition you will expect? Any guess? Your molecule is cycloalkane and you are putting the UV light. So which type of transition you will expect in this region? No idea? Am I audible?
Sigma to pi.
Sigma to pi. So any more answers? Your molecule is cycloalkane. Students, it is cycloalkane. Your molecule is cycloalkane. Your molecule is cycloalkane and you are putting UV light. Which type of transition you will expect? Can you guess? If it is methane, which type of transition you will expect? Who can answer?
Ma'am, is there free radical formation in presence of UV light?
अच्छा, आपका यूवी लाइट इसमें डाले हो, आप यूवी लाइट पास किए हो, तो क्या ट्रांजिशन हो सकता है इसमें? अरे इसमें क्या बॉन्डिंग है पहले देखो ना. Which type of bonds are present in this molecule?
Sigma bonds.
Sigma
Very
bonds.
good. Very good. The answer is very correct. It is sigma bond. So
Ma'am,
which
so-
type of transition
Ma'am,
you will expect?
Ma'am, sigma to sigma star.
Very nice. Yes, that is the correct answer. Because there is no pi bonding, no non-bonding electrons are present. So which type of transition will occur? Sigma to sigma star. Another one question, methanol. The molecule is some problem. So it is methanol. So one of the student is putting methanol in the presence of UV light or inside the UV visible spectrophotometer. So which type of transition he or she will expect? Which type of transition you will expect here? If you are not able to remember the exact range of light, it's fine. It should be below 200 nanometer or about 200 nanometer. Okay. So it is UV means 200 to 400. So if it is near or like less than 200 or more than 200, it's fine. So I'm not asking you the exact range of light. I'm asking you just what is the transition you will expect in CH3OH. Which type of transition you will expect here?
From pi to pi, sigma.
Pi to pi. Or any more answers?
Sigma
to sigma star.
Here it is sigma to sigma star. Any more? Pi to pi star. Somebody told pi to pi star. And again, any more?
sigma to sigma star, ma'am.
क्या आंसर हो सकता है?
मैम n to sigma star.
N to sigma star. Yes, N to sigma star is the correct answer. How? Please explain.
Ma'am, non-bonding electrons are there or no?
Yes. On oxygen, some non-bonding electrons are present, and there are sigma bonds between C and S and O and H. Okay, so the only transition will occur here N to sigma star and sigma to sigma star. So both the transition you can expect here. So here we will only discuss N to sigma star. So if your examination, if you'll get how many types of transition will occur in UV visible spectroscopy, then you have to write sigma to sigma star, pi to pi star, N to sigma star, and N to pi star. So with example, these are the examples. This way you have to explain. So then I'll ask another one question. CH2, CH2. Which type of transition you will expect here?
Pi star.
Very
Pi to
good.
pi
So
star.
it is pi to pi star transition. Okay.
Uh,
So I
excuse me,
think,
ma'am.
yes.
Ma'am, in this CH2 double bond CH2, will it show sigma to sigma star as well or no?
Depends, but you will focus on pi to pi star. So that will more prominent.
Oh, okay, okay.
Okay. So then last question. CS3, CO, CS3. So this is ketone. Which type of transition you will expect here? Please just look at the molecular
pi to pi star.
Ma'am, pi to pi star.
Pi to
Pi
pi
to
star
pi
or
star.
N to pi star?
N to pi star.
N to pi
pi
star.
star. Yes. So for each type of transition, you have to remember how many types of transition are there, and with example. Okay. So transition with example you have to remember. You may get a short type question, long type question. So here no instrumentation में question नहीं आता है. So we will not discuss those things. Then we will discuss आपको. Students, do you have any doubt until now? Until now, do you have any doubt? अरे क्विकली बोलो, बहुत सारे सिलेबस है, हम लोग को कंप्लीट करना है ना. जो क्विकली क्लास में आंसर देगा उसको मैं 1 मार्क ज्यादा दूंगी.
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
No doubt, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
तो बोलने में क्या प्रॉब्लम है? हाँ, समझ में आता है या नहीं आता है, बोलने में क्या प्रॉब्लम है? ठीक है. तो कॉन्सेप्ट ऑफ क्रोमोफोर एंड ऑक्सोक्रोम. क्रोमोफोर and auxochrome. AUXOCHROME. Okay. So any isolated covalently bonded group that shows a characteristic absorption in the UV visible region is known as chromophore. Any isolated covalently bonded group that shows a characteristic absorption in the UV visible region is known as chromophore. Just like C double bond O, C triple bond C. Okay. So here you are expecting N to pi star transition. Here pi to pi star transition. So you just remember isolated covalently bonded group that shows a characteristic absorption in the UV visible region. Okay, so that is called chromophore. So these are chromophores. Chromo means color. Phore means in the presence of light. So they, in the presence of invisible light, they show a characteristic peak in UV visible spectroscopy. So that these are called chromophore. So oxochrome is an auxiliary group which interact with the chromophore and causes a shift in the visible region. So these are chromophore. Oxochrome is an auxiliary or additional group which interacts with the chromophore and causes in the region or absorption. Just for example, C double bond CH2 CH2. So here the absorption maximum is equal to 175 nanometer. But this is the chromophore. Okay, if it is CH2 double bond CH2 Cl, then lambda max is equal to 185 nanometer. So here Cl is the oxochrome and this is the chromophore. Just remember, when you are plotting a graph between observance versus wavelength, then you are getting a plot like this. So this is lambda is your wavelength. This is nanometer, the unit. So here it is, the maximum wavelength is lambda max. Because here it is lambda, here it is lambda, here it is lambda, but lambda max is only this one. Okay, so chromophore, where like due to the presence of chromophore, you will get a characteristic peak in your irreversible spectroscopy. But because of the oxochrome, there is a shift in the irreversible spectroscopy. Shift means the value of lambda max will increase or it may also decrease depending on the additional group. So if it is increasing, it is called bathochromic shift or red shift. If it is decreasing, then it is called blue shift or hypsochromic shift. Okay? Any doubt up to this? Any doubt?
No, ma'am.
Okay. So then bathochromic shift. Or it is also called red shift. Lambda max to higher wavelength. The shift of lambda max to higher wavelength is called bathochromic shift. Then hypsochromic shift. So this is also called blue shift. So blue shift, you know, lambda max to lower wavelength. Okay, then hyperchromic shift. The intensity is high. Hyper. So what will happen here? Increased intensity. The shift is due to increased absorption intensity. Then hypochromic shift. Decreased absorption intensity. In this graph here we can show it. It is bathochromic. It is hypochromic. It is hypsochromic. This is hyperchromic. Okay. So effect of substitution, if conjugation is there, then it is bathochromic tip. Means like CH2, CH2, if it is there, the lambda max value is 165. If it is like again one more conjugation is there, then it is 217. If it is another one conjugation will increase, then the value of lambda max will also increase. 256. So this way, if it is conjugation is increasing, the lambda max value is also increased. So in case of oxochrome also it will increase to the higher wavelength. Okay. So increase in conjugation increases the lambda max value. So students, now it is 10 o'clock. I'll give attendance to everyone. So please leave this class. Next class we'll discuss Woodard-Fieser rule. Okay?
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, thank you all.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you, ma'am.
Tomorrow we'll have the tutor mentoring interaction. I'll send the link to my mentees in the mentoring group. Okay.